Chasing the dream and we're in it together. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes at you probably multiple times today.
Whatever.
Testing.
1, 2.
You see my chest moving? Not you moving your shoulders. What is this?
Go together.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the 6-8 podcast. I'm Ja.
And I'm Michel.
All right, so today I want to shout out like all my real friends. So it's important, I feel like, to know who your real friends are. Why are you looking at me like that? Like, I'm just saying. So I feel like not only is it important to like know who your real friends are, but I feel like it's important to know like what kind of friends you can ask to do certain things, right? Like, because I want to say like originally, I feel like the only things that I would ever really think to ask my friends is like help me move or like maybe take me to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like those are like really big things back in the day. Like, I don't know if people still feel that way, but like that was like a really big thing. You're not just asking any old body to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like, you know, you would think that it would be a simple ask, but it really isn't. Especially like for me, like if I'm like laying in bed, I'm not really expecting anything, especially if it's a last minute thing. You call me like, oh, can you drive me to the airport right now? First of all, I live, the closest airport to us is 45 minutes away.
Right.
So like we must be really good friends if you feel comfortable enough to like do that to me last minute. But also we're not the best of friends if you think that that's okay. Like, because you knew you had somewhere to be.
You should know like
Like if it's an emergency, no question.
Right.
But like you're telling me that you've known for weeks that you were gonna fly somewhere and now you calling me last minute. Like don't do that. That's not a good friend. Do you think it's a bad friend if you like call them and like say you're out drinking or something like that? And you call them and it's like 10 o'clock. Like we're not talking about a crazy time.
Mm-hmm.
You're out drinking, you don't want to drive, you know, obviously that's bad. If you call your friend and they're like, nah. Is that a bad friend? Or is it situational?
I think it's definitely situational. I think I'm that friend that would get up and go get somebody.
Nah,
like
for sure.
I'd rather
I would
be
actually
annoyed
I'd probably be the irritated one, be like, oh my God, like,
right.
Are you really getting up right now? You're like, yeah, I mean, they call, like,
right. But like, if I just really, really did not feel like getting up or like I couldn't, I'd probably be the one that'd be like, all right, I'm sending you an Uber. Like,
no,
don't
facts.
move nowhere.
But no, see, okay, so it's funny you say that because I'm asking because of where we live. We know there's no Ubers. Like, so literally, if you saying no, especially after 8 o'clock, because that's when our buses stop.
Then you know I'm stuck.
Then you know,
or I have to drive drunk.
Right.
Then I gotta look at you a little crazy because you know these things.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So, like, in our area, our situation, I think that would actually be super wild.
Yeah.
Because you know that I have no other options.
Right.
What about like, you know, asking to take you to like the airport? Like they said no. Like especially like say like 2 months in advance. You're like, yo, on this day, can you take me? And they just like, nah. Is that bad friend?
I really want to be like, no, but me really with like, okay, especially because of what we've been talking about recently and the stuff we've had going on. I feel like if you have 2 months in advance, unless you have like an absolute good reason for why you can't do it.
That's probably a bad friend.
Yeah.
It's probably like, it's one of those things where, and like I said, and that's why it's important to know the level of friendship. I think the limitations of each friendship, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, friends are not required to love you unconditionally, right?
Yeah.
So there's no requirement of a friendship for you to do these things. But I feel like at the same time, it's like, I know me and I know that like I'll do a lot of these things for my friends.
Right.
And so the expectation would be that it should be reciprocated, but at the same time, you can't require that.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, and if you do, then I guess it's time to find new friends. I will say that I don't feel like we're in that kind of situation just because I kind of feel like we like hit the friend lottery because we have friends that literally will volunteer to fly out and freaking help you move, which people that live around the corner from you don't want to help.
Don't want to help move. Right.
So you know, it's crazy because now that's actually the norm, right? Friends that are freaking literally just get on a flight just to fly to where you are to drive you home. That like those are the kind of things that I would have never even considered as like these are things that friends do. And I guess to a certain degree, I still don't. I still feel like at that point you've graduated to family 100%. Like there's no more like, oh, these are friends that we can just like cut off type. You know what I mean? Like yeah, but I don't know that it's anything that I ever would have thought of in my teenage or early, like 20s. I would have never thought of having friends that were willing to fly where I am to do anything for me.
No, I think people definitely throw the word friend around a little too freely.
Like, that's my good
Just
friend.
because you know someone or you associate with them does not mean that they are your friends. We know that. We've had way too many friends that we've gone all out for and then just get shitted on later on by this same person. And then later on, maybe it's like, well, what did I do? Like, why aren't you talking to me? Or why are we not friends anymore? No, we were never friends. And that is the problem. We were never friends. I was your friend. You were not my friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
100%.
I think our circle now, our little circle that we have is like the circle I'm trying to stay with. Cause I'm telling you, like, we call Crash in a minute and be like, yo, bro, I need you to come here like tomorrow.
No,
and Heather's like, how much money you need for the ticket? And he'll be there. So, yeah.
Which is a whole nother thing that's like something that's, I feel like would have never been thought of in the past either. So easily we'll say something along the lines of, well, do you need me to match it or something like that? And we're also not the friends that would go out with you and then expect you to just front every bill every time we go out to eat. And I feel like there is a level of like adulthood that you kind of graduate into. And I don't know when that happened. I do know that for me, at some point in the Navy was when it happened because we all pretty much was getting the same paycheck. So it'd be really strange for it to be one person always paying or for anybody in the group to not expect to ever cover the bill.
Right.
And we just all would just always like that, where we would go out and, maybe one time I would cover it. The next time, it was never like, oh, everybody's paying for their own food. And that was like the first, exposure that I had to that. And then after that, I just kind of just been like that for the rest of my life. And so anytime, I end up with friends, if I consider you like real friends and we breaking bread together, because I don't break bread with just anybody.
Right.
So if I'm breaking bread with you, we're close. And I'm not looking at you like, oh, you got this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's reciprocated. I feel like, all the friends that we have are on the same page with that. Like maybe sometimes I'll cover it. Maybe sometimes you'll cover it. Maybe sometimes we will split it in a sense where it'd be like, oh, I'll pay it, but then they'll come out their pocket and give me some of the cash they have or vice versa. But it's unspoken and it's not necessarily a requirement.
Right.
You
definitely don't. Natural. Yeah, you definitely don't. Like when Ivy and Lamar's came and I was like, well, how much was your Uber? And it was like, they didn't expect me to give them the money for the Uber, but it's like, nah, y'all literally flew out here to come drive us back. Like, here, take the money for the Uber. Like, so yeah, I think it's definitely just comes with understanding what real friendship is. And like you said, being an adult, right? Like we have kids, our friends have kids. I don't expect you to always cover everything if we're going out. I used to be that friend that would cover everything for everyone. And then it took a long time for me to get out of that mindset because it's like, okay, are these your friends or are like these people just out for what can I get? Like, yeah, what can I get from you? And so, yeah, it took a long time to break that though.
Yeah, I will say that I definitely grew up around probably a lot of people that were like that, but I was fortunate enough that I joined the military fresh out of high school, so I didn't really end up back around that crowd when I was old enough and had my own money. But yeah, when I was younger, I definitely remember seeing a lot of people that just kind of would just show up at the right time. It's like, can you smell when somebody like buying something?
Literally, or it's like, I ain't talked to you in 8 months and now it's tax time and all of a sudden you back around now. Like, yeah, so I definitely think we are lucky in the friend department. Well, like you said, family, right? Because we don't even just consider them friends. They're definitely family. And also we got to a point where it's like, I've never understood this. You're my friend or whatever, but your spouse and I don't even have a type of relationship.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so it's not like that with our friends. Like we have our friends and like we're husband wife friends, right? Like that. So yeah,
like all of my friends are your friends and vice versa, which it's not so much that it has to be that way. It's just that because of how we are, especially because we were friends first, right? So it's like it'd be strange not to introduce you to the friends that I keep, which obviously I don't have many, but the ones that I do also are friends with you. They're friendly with you as well. And so it would just be strange.
Yeah, and I think that goes to show the difference between like someone you're friendly with and someone
Yeah.
who's actually a friend, right?
No,
Because
no.
like someone I'm just friendly with, I'm not gonna feel the need to be like, oh, well, you should meet my husband or let's do this or let's do that. But like someone that's actually my friend, like with Terrence, when he came in the picture, it was like, nah, bro, like this my people's for real,
Yeah.
for real. And then he like literally graduated and it was like, oh, well, this
This
my
my
brother.
brother, right?
Like, and then
Right.
it came the same way with you. And he he plays no games. You see how he is when it comes to us. He will literally text every day, yo, you good? How's six? What's going on? Like, and so yeah, like we definitely are blessed in that department.
Yeah,
Like,
not everybody is blessed with good friends, but I think it's important to know who your friends are, know the limitations of that friendship, and understand whether and think about whether or not that's even something that you're willing to settle for. Because at the end of the day, a friendship is a relationship, just like a romantic relationship is a relationship, right? Like a friendship is a relationship. So if you don't feel like, if you feel like boundaries are being crossed, or if you don't feel like things are being reciprocated to, or like it's not a two-way street, you're willing to do things and drop things for this friend and they're not willing to do the same thing for you, that ain't your friend. Let them go. Move on.
right, because it is okay to have boundaries in a friendship. You see, me and Craig, we got to that point where it's like, all right, listen. This happened. We not finna cross this line no more. And from there, we moved on, like, and we good. So it's okay to have boundaries in friendships. And I feel like if they can't respect that, then are they really your friend?
They are not. All right. It's a good warm up. All right, so obviously we're late, but we do have a lot to cover. First and foremost, I definitely have to give a huge shout out to Asia's other half, Asia Wilson, being Bam, scoring 83 points against the Wizards. Insane, surpassing Kobe's previous record of 81 points, I believe, and he was second. No one, I don't think, is ever going to catch that first one. The person in first, I want to say it was in like the 60s or something. He scored 100 points. So that's insane. But like huge shout out to him. I thought it was pretty funny that like Asia was there, but was like afraid to come out of, like, she was basically hiding. She didn't want to come out of the tunnel because she, superstitions and stuff like that. Didn't want to feel like she was going to come out and screw him up.
Throw off his
Yeah.
mojo.
And
Get
so,
that.
and what's funny is she actually did come out for a little while and he had missed a free throw. So then she went back. But yeah, he went off and that's crazy. And I don't feel like I could imagine anybody beating that 100 record unless they're like, I feel like it would have to be the perfect storm, right? You'd have to be going against the worst team. You'd have to be one of the better teams. And I don't even know if I would say that. You would actually probably have to be one of those teams that is like, yeah, you're decent, but you only have a single player that really does the majority of your scoring
So you don't have
normally.
other people trying to like scoring and stuff. So
Right.
you get most of the time scoring.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I say the other team has to be bad, I mean they have to be bad defensively. And so if you're on the bad team and you're like a huge scorer, right? A high volume scorer, the problem with that is you have to at least also be on a team that is good at defense. And that means that y'all will get the ball a lot. You have to be a good rebounding team because that means you'll get a lot of the rebounds both on both ends of the floor. Like I said, it has to be the perfect storm, I think, with the level of talent that is, that exists
That's
right
out
now,
there now.
right?
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't make sense to me that anyone would ever be able to score 100 points. And I think the key part would have to be that all of your teammates would have to be on board and your coaching staff literally would have to wake up that day and be like, this is what we're doing. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think that there's a situation where it just happens. I can't, because even when you look at how it happened for Bam with the 83 points, like it was pretty insane. I don't know that I've ever seen anyone shoot that many free throws. Like this man, so when Kobe did it, I want to say there were a lot more threes involved. That makes sense. If you're a high volume 3-point shooter and you can like knock down a bunch of back-to-back threes, those threes really
They
do
rack up.
stack. Yeah. And so when it comes to somebody who wasn't shooting, like, I mean, he shot a good deal of threes, but I wouldn't say he shot like a bunch of threes. A lot of his points came from the fact that he was making shots and then being fouled on those. So he's getting a bunch of and ones or going to the free throw line and, scoring two. And that was the other thing with the Wizards getting frustrated because, of course, you get frustrated in a situation like that. Them getting frustrated, then you have them like fouling
multiple fouls and stuff that are
back-to-back
happening.
fouls.
Yeah.
It was pretty insane though, but huge shout out to him for that because that's just amazing. Like
No,
out of
that's
this
crazy
world.
because I think about like just the Knicks games that I've watched with you. I'm like, scores are ending at like 105, 110, and you're telling me he scored 83 points? It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. And he had blocks in that game. Like, he wasn't like it was a one-trick pony type situation. Like, he really played hard. He did, like, other people scored, obviously. The score definitely reflects that. And of course they won. So that's like the big thing. To do all that and then lose, that'd be rough. But
Oh,
to be
yeah.
able to do all that and win, amazing. 1000%. Going down the list of things we had to cover. So huge shout out to your girl Chelsey for
I
winning
said it from day one.
from winning the 1v1 contest against Alicia Gray. So the Grays, it was Gray versus Gray. And then, of course, for being the Unrivaled 2026 MVP. I will say I found it quite interesting, the 1v1, where they were gassed by the end of that. And there was like one particular time where they're like right before the end, right before that final play, where they were both bent over, and it almost seemed like they had this kind of like understanding of like, listen, we both need a break right now. Like, you stay down, I'm gonna stay down.
No facts. It was like, you tired? Because
Right,
I'm
and they were
tired.
definitely saying something. And I don't know what they said, but it also kind of seemed like it was almost decided, like, hell or high water, this next play is the last play.
This next one got to be the last one. Yeah.
This next play is the last play. So, obviously, it wasn't like it was like given to Chelsea. That's not even what I'm saying. But, it was definitely one of those like, we tied, boss.
Yeah.
They put it all out
and
there.
she still had to work a little bit because she shot it, she missed it, had to get the ball
and she got the
back.
rebound, and then Alicia was like bent over, almost fell, I think. And it just took her so
And then
long
she just
and so
shot
much
that thing.
energy to get herself back up that she just kind of was just like looking at her. Like,
Yeah, by the time she stood up, that ball was
it's already
going
gone. It was
in.
about to go in. Yeah. It was crazy. It was a great game. Love what Unrival's doing. And then, of course, we had both the games that were held in larger arenas. So they kind of went on the road. So we had one in Philly and then one in Brooklyn. They showed out. And the one in Philly actually set a record in that arena for attendance, which was amazing. They sold it out, and I think that is just, I mean, come on, like, it doesn't get any better. I feel like it's just so great for not only women's basketball but for women's sports. So that's great. I appreciate for all the people that like are actually supporting it, because I think that that's just really helping grow the game, right?
Yeah.
Giving it a lot more momentum, a lot more eyes. And then we had the champions, which was the Mist Basketball Club. They won it all. And I think that it's actually funny because I don't remember how I had them ranked or how you had them ranked, but I do remember making the comment that they were kind of boring, and it was like, just fundamentals is really all you were really getting from them. There was nothing flashy. And honestly, that's how they won. And that is what wins games, right? Like, nothing flashy, nothing crazy, boring fundamentals. That's going to get it every single time over flashy, because flashy often also means tired. Like, you have
and mess ups too, because
because you're doing too much, going too fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, but they brought it home, and I thought that was super dope. I don't remember who ended up being MVP. Was that Brianna Stewart?
It was Stewie. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, such a good championship game. Unfortunately, it did not end on the best terms, because Arike did end up having a situation by the end of the night that landed her in cuffs. I have zero follow-up information on that. The article's out there if you want to read it. But
they have no information either.
And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
The reality is, I've actually been on the other side of articles, not saying like it was like, oh, something I did, but where something happened to a family member or something like that. And then like they go to report it, and there's just so much incorrect information. Not everybody's a great reporter. Don't really know what happened. Praying for, hope that everything gets situated quickly and swiftly. Because I mean, come on, going from a win to a prison cell
the same night. Yeah, the same
that
night.
That ain't it at all. Yeah. So I admittedly don't know if AU is still going on. That's Athletes Unlimited, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So I really tried to watch it, right? Like, I tried more than she tried. She tried too, but I tried more than she tried. And I genuinely could not get into it. And it's not so much about the product that's on the floor, because I feel like there's really not much difference, like, right? Like, when you're watching, some of the best basketball players in the world play, like, it is what it is, right? So I like, hats off to them. I think they're amazing, but I hate the format. Absolutely hate the format. And I'll get into that in a second. I don't like the camera view. I feel like I don't want to be at home watching my big old TV and feeling like I'm in the nosebleeds. That just doesn't make any sense. Like, you have the option to be in their face. I want to be in their face. Get the camera closer to the court so that I feel like I have this feeling of being in the arena. That's one of the things that I love about Unrivaled, that I felt like I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the cameras were so close up. You saw everything. You saw what was going on. And I feel like the WNBA does that. I feel like the NBA does that. You have a great view of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And AU just, it's bird's eye view. Like, what are we doing? Going back to their format. So it's 5v5. That's fine. But I hate that they have like a point system. So that's like mostly what it's based on. And
very
then
complicated one.
a complicated point system where you can win and lose points.
Yeah.
And the teams change every week.
Yeah.
I hate that. And I mean, hats off to anybody who likes it, who's into it. I watch sports to enjoy them, not to do math. Just keep it up. Like, obviously, I want to know how many points somebody scored. I want to know how many rebounds somebody got, but it should be available. Like, I shouldn't have to do math to figure that out, right? It's just crazy. It's hectic.
Well, because the thing is, their math is not just about knowing how many free throws that they make or how many rebounds
free
they get.
throws,
It's
rebounds,
like,
points.
Oh, this is 10 points.
Steals.
Oh, well, she missed this one, so now she's losing 10 points for this. And I absolutely hated everything about it. And everything about it, aside from the players. Like, because, there was players we really was looking forward to watching and playing this, but I absolutely hated everything about it. I feel like the best thing they had was Sydney Colson's little sideshow she had up there.
Yeah. I love that.
And that was it. Like, I absolutely disliked it so much. Like, it is not my taste in basketball of watching, and I was quite disappointed because I was like, we're gonna have some other basketball
about it because we're like,
watch.
Okay, Unrivaled's gonna be over soon, and AU's already get started. It just kind of felt like we'd be able to kind of like just roll right into it, fluidly, but no. And the other thing that I dislike about it is, going back to the view, is we have a view of a wall. Like, why am I staring at a wall?
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's bad enough I can't see the players from how high up you got me, but now I'm staring at a wall. So it gives this feeling of kind of like almost like high school.
Well, I don't even know if I would say high school, because high school usually has the bleachers around.
Sure, but I'm saying more so about like how many people may or may not be there. I have no idea.
Fair. We had no clue how many people were actually there. I
would say low grade college, maybe even.
Yeah,
like a community college. Like, that's what it's getting. Like,
and I think at least like 40% of the time the screen was covered up with the box of them up there, the sportscasters up there.
And then that's the other thing. Like, I don't need to see the sportscaster the entire time. The fact that I can tell you what color the sportscaster's eyes are, and I couldn't tell you what the jersey said, that's a problem.
Oh, yeah. Because I definitely didn't know who was who at all looking at this. I'm like, who just had the ball? Well, I can't even tell. They all look alike to me right now. Like, so.
They're all just little dots.
Yeah, it was absolutely not.
Yeah, I would have appreciated being able to see the fans. And who knows, maybe it's because there really weren't many, but I kind of doubt that. I feel like there had to be somebody there. And if you feel like you couldn't fill up the seats, then cool. What you should have done was kind of instruct everybody to be in a certain area, and then you kind of like engage with them in that way and have them on the camera in that way. And I think that would get more eyes on it, because that would be slightly more exciting than what we got.
Actually, that's what it gives. Like a practice game where the public is not allowed to be inside.
It's giving COVID.
But there was 2 sportscasters up there.
It's giving COVID.
It was not.
It's giving that there was no one there, and that this was COVID times, and that the only people that were there are the people that were on the court. It's giving that they had cardboard fans. Like, that's what it's giving.
It was not my favorite thing at all. And I mean, we try to watched that one game
We
in
tried to watch
Albuquerque like
multiple
3
games.
times, and
No,
I was just like,
no, you tried that one, but I'm saying I've watched 4 games.
yeah, I just could not do it. Like, it
And I
could
can't
not.
even say I watched them all the way through. Like the 4th game, I'm pretty sure I didn't even finish.
No, it was just so hard to do. Like, it just did not keep my attention or anything at all.
Lastly, but certainly not least, Caitlin Clark has returned to the court.
Hell yeah.
Very excited about that. We did get to see her play on Team USA for the World Cup qualifiers. The US team is already qualified, so they're really just essentially playing while these other teams are
Trying
attempting
to
to qualify.
yeah.
Just, I mean, while she was out there, it was very clear that she was one of the best, if not the best player on the court every time she was out there. I did not like that they didn't start her. Some people are saying, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal," but I'm sorry. For me, it's just kind of like annoying because it's like it doesn't make sense to me that your second team looked better than your first team.
Yeah. Also, I think, like, in that thing we watched, it's a huge slap in the face, right? Because if, what is it, FIBA, right, is announcing Caitlin Clark,
like,
why
yeah.
are we not starting her?
Yeah, so they're advertising this thing where it's like Caitlin Clark, and then she doesn't even start.
Yeah.
But Angel Reese start. Not that I'm hating on Angel Reese, right? But what I'm saying is that you don't start the person that like this whole thing is kind of, revolving around.
The one that's literally bringing in more views for you, because there were people there, like we've seen Rachel say, like, these qualifier games are not good, right? Like, the gameplay is not good. There's maybe 2 games or so that are really good.
You're gonna watch blowouts.
Yet this game, there were people there with Caitlin Clark jerseys on.
Right, Iowa jerseys,
yeah, like
Fever
ones.
jerseys.
So, like, why are we not?
It's like we're still playing the same game. The same game of pretending like she isn't who she is.
Right.
And that to me is just like getting old. Like, I get it. I am 100% behind the fact that there are plenty of people who are doing a lot of the same things that she's done, right? But that's not even the point. Who cares? Like, that's not the point. The point is when you have a generational talent that is changing the game, changing how people view it, changing the fact that people actually want to watch it, changing how people feel about it, like, you need to capitalize on that.
Right.
Like, from a business standpoint, it just doesn't make sense to
100%.
me that we would constantly shoot ourselves in the foot.
100%.
Like, the snub of her not being on Team USA during the Olympics, and then now her being on, the World Cup team and then not starting.
And then not starting her,
and
right.
I get it. I do get that the coach clearly stated she's trying to figure out how this is all going to look. And obviously, she knew going into that game that was likely to be a game that they were going to dominate in. So just trying to play around with different variations of the players, right? Because we know who, like, all of these players are stars. That's why they're on the team.
Right.
So we're not sitting here saying like, oh, like Caitlin Clark is the only star on the team. No, like, she's not. Like, in fact, that's how it works, right? When you make a team for your country, it's likely to be
the best of
your
the best.
stars, right?
Yeah, the best of the best. I think for me, my thing is, again, number one, if we're advertising her and doing all this, she should start. Let's be real, of all that, she did not get to play in the W really at all this last season.
That's really all the people are tuning in
Everyone
for.
is waiting, exactly,
and I'm
for her to play. So I want to see her first game of her coming out to play. I want to see how good, is she better now because she couldn't play because she was injured? Is she at the top, of her game right now?
She had 100%.
And let's be real, she was the only fresh one on the team. Everyone else just came out from playing Unrivaled. So why are we not starting her? I just think it really wasn't a smart choice. I'm pretty sure that coach probably heard a whole lot about that. And hopefully in this game, when we watch it today, we'll see something different. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was terrible to not do that now.
Right, because even when you look at it, every time she was on the floor, no matter who she was on the floor with, like, they were better. Like, it was like, I mean, I'm sorry, this is like not one of those, oh, we're just on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon. Like, honestly, I'm giving you my honest feedback of what was happening when we watched the game, and it was faster play, it was decisive play. everything was happening so much more like on a crisp side of things. Sure, there were a couple of passes here and there that they didn't catch, but we already know that that's how it works. When you play with Caitlin Clark for the first time, if you aren't ready for her passes, we're going to have a couple of turnovers. But it was not terrible, and it only happened a couple times. Like, it wasn't a lot of times. But, I don't know. I'm not saying that you have to start her, but I am saying that it seems strange not to, just to turn around and then have her in the game toward the end where now she's almost getting hurt.
Well, yes. Okay, so that really pissed me off because the whole time in my head as we're watching this game, so what was my words to you? Like, this first team, like, yeah, they're making points, they're doing all that, but it's kind of seeming like they're not working cohesive as a unit. Whereas when her and who she was in with, they were all playing cohesive, right? And even when she was playing very selfless, right? And passing up things that she could have been doing. And so her team was really like united together. And the whole time as this is happening, I'm seeing the number climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing. And I'm like, oh God, I hope one of these girls don't like go out of their way to try and like hurt her, right?
But
So she can't play.
Obviously, if you losing by like 50 plus points, you're going to get frustrated. And that's what's happening. So that's what we see. She goes up 4-3 and this girl just literally launches into her.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, why? Like, it was like the last minute.
Why is she couple of seconds.
Yeah,
like,
the last couple of seconds. Put her back on the bench. Stop it.
Yeah, so now we're like risking her, playability and her being injured on number one, a game that really does not matter
because they
for
already
USA.
Qualified.
So my thing is you start her, right? Let her get some game time in there in the beginning of the game, and then you pull her. Because one, you don't want her getting hurt. Two, you don't want her being tired from going out here and playing so hard during these games that really don't matter because they've already qualified to where they need to be. And play it that way. Like, doing what they did was not smart. I don't even know who the hell that coach was.
I've never
seen her in my life, but I'm pretty sure that she's heard quite a lot about how this went down.
Obviously, this really just kind of shows it really shows, and it is telling how long we have been as locked in as we are now, because I'm sure that this is obviously someone who there's a reason she's the coach. Like, they don't just go pick up somebody off the street. So it's not to be disrespectful to her. We just don't know who she is.
Yeah.
But that being said, I did love seeing the chemistry between Caitlin Clark and Ryan Howard. I thought that was amazing. I can't wait to see, kind of more capitalized on that front, because they just look so good together. But again, she looked good with everybody that she was on the court with.
Yeah.
And I think that's also a testament to when it comes to Ryan Howard. Like, she usually looks good with whoever she's on the court with as well. She's just nasty at what she does. Same thing with Kelsey Plum. As I stated, all of them out there are stars in their own right. And so it's like, realistically, it's really just about when you have like a key player that is a playmaker the way that Kelsey Plum, the way that Caitlin Clark is, like, those are the kind of people that you have to have on the court more often than not. So it just doesn't make sense to me that you don't start Caitlin Clark, because she's one of your, if not your top playmaker.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you don't know that. You don't know what you don't know. But at the same time, it's like, okay, that was game one. You figured it out. Let's see what game two looks like.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I mean, all of them, like you said, are star players. They're all great at what they do when they're the main person on their team, right?
And it's
it's a lot of like egos, attitudes on this floor when you're used to being the main one and trying to mesh it together. And I feel like that's kind of what you saw with the first team that they had out there. But it takes a very high caliber player that can kind of just get in and fit in with anyone that they play with. And that's one of the things I like about like the players you were just saying, like Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Plum, Ryan Howard. Like, they can get in there and play with whoever. And like, there's no like, oh, well, I'm going to just keep taking these shots just because. No, like, it's like, okay, this is a team effort. We want to win together. And also, if something's not working, why am I going to keep doing it?
And one last thing I would say about what I saw with them playing that I was unhappy with was the lack of the look up mentality. And what I mean by that is like, you should be looking up, right? Like, if you can't look up and dribble, you should be dribbling. That's like, don't go bouncing the ball down the court, not looking up, because now you have all these opportunities that are being passed up. It doesn't matter for this game, but I'm telling you right now, if we go up against someone that is decent, we will struggle with the squad that was in doing that. And that was the first squad that was in there. They were literally dribbling the ball down the court with their head down. And it's not all of them, right? Like, I want to be clear, it's not all of them, but there were like a select few here and there that were doing that. And again, it goes back to the lack of cohesiveness, where it's like, we're not trying to play as a team. And it's not, I mean, obviously those are all good teammates in general, but in that moment, it's like, I don't know if it's nerves or what it is, but they're just like not really paying attention. And again, it's really got to do with not being a playmaker. That's the other part of it. It's like, when you have a team of 5 and nobody on the team is a playmaker except maybe one person, but they can't get their hands on the ball because every time like the tallest person on the court gets the rebound, they're dribbling down the court, looking at the floor, and so they're not passing it to their playmaker.
Yeah.
And then because they're not passing it to their playmaker, you know, everyone is on defense is flocking toward that player. Now you got all these people open on the perimeter, and nobody's getting the ball from them. We're just gonna keep tossing it up, tossing it up, tossing it up.
An opportunity.
Getting me bounds.
I will I will say I can give them a little bit of grace, right? Like we said, they're all just coming from Unrivaled, right? So they're all just coming from being on teams that were with all these other different players, right? Like, I don't know that most of them
ever
played together. So like, it's not like they're coming from Unrivaled, being on the same team and kind of having that gel feeling going on with that.
So you say that, but I will say that Chelsey Gray and Angel Reese not only played together this year, they played together last year.
That's fair.
And they were on that first squad.
Yes, I know.
Just saying.
That's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
That's how I give them a little bit of grace.
That's all I'm saying.
I will say that backwards pass that Chelsey did was crazy.
Yeah. So that's the point guard. Come on now.
So yeah, I think definitely from here on, I'm kind of like, oh, well, let me watch and see what's happening. Like, I feel like if we're coming out of Unrivaled, sure, maybe you're tired, but also you've been playing. So you're conditioned.
Right.
There's no reason to not be doing what we do. And let's be real, like, that score, I mean, that team we were playing was terrible. Like, they were pretty bad at like their
No. We're not gonna say that they were pretty bad. That's mean. It's not that they were bad, it's that they weren't great.
Okay, their caliber of play was not on the level of USA's
100%.
caliber
and
of
that
play.
was the conversation we had. I was like, you know, at the end of the day, like, I don't feel like we really realize when they say these WNBA players, when they say like, oh, these are the best, you know, women basketball players in the world, a lot of times it kind of feels like just words. But then when you actually see them play up against other, you know, teams from other countries, you're like,
you know, you really see it.
Yeah, they really are.
You really see it. like they really said, that one person that hadn't played in 4 years,
right,
and
one
then
of the
was
people
like
on the team hadn't played in 4 years. And that's the thing when you are from a country where this isn't something that this is not what you do, right? Like in America, there's just so many opportunities.
Yeah, it's an abundance
to play
of
different sports. We, you know, we're big on all of our sports. We're just a sports country. We love sports. So, you know, we make it a point to make these big things out of every sport.
Yeah.
And so, so you have people that they grow up wanting to play a sport, wanting to be the best at a sport. And so that's why, you know, we have so many great players. And let's not pretend like we don't get some of our great players from other countries. But that's the thing, is that people from other countries come here to play. So because they don't have the level of talent isn't the same. You know, the level of competition isn't the same.
So their game developed more like being here. Yeah. I'm really excited to see them playing everyone. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know Puerto Rico had like a team. So I'm kind of excited to see how that goes today. But yeah, it's just really like making me appreciate, like, okay, these are the players that we have. Look at this caliber of this game. And then it makes me sad a little bit because of the same thing we've been waiting for like all of these months. Like, am I getting a season? Like, am I not?
So
like,
speaking of that, that is actually the last part of Court Vision this week, which is for the CBA update. We have no update.
Supposedly they're supposed to like meet again, like,
yeah, that's fine. The point is that they have not. So the update is there is no update. They met for 12 hours and they came up with nothing somehow. Shout out to all the reporters that actually stuck it through for the 12 hours. It wasn't a lot of them. It was like maybe like 3 reporters and a streamer that actually stuck it through and, tried to get some comments from the players who apparently snuck out, got into an SUV, and deuced out. So that is our CBA update for you. And that's all we got. You got anything else?
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I feel like it's just been months and months and months of like
Not
just
knowing.
nothing.
You know what? I feel like that that girlfriend that like we had the conversation of like, oh, everything's so great and everything's gonna be so great and we're gonna do all these things, and then all of a sudden I got ghosted. That's how I feel. I feel like they ghosted me.
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
Yeah.
Like absolutely
Because
upsetting.
it's like we had big plans we got.
Yeah.
And then all
But
of a
I
sudden,
mean,
nothing.
I get the player's point of view, but as a fan,
No, it sucks.
I don't give a about it at this point. Like I just want
No,
some
it sucks. I just
basketball.
wanna see
Like
basketball.
I just want some basketball.
I'm sorry. I just want to see basketball, guys. All right, guys. So it's time for streaming and screaming, which is exactly what I was doing at the end of what you said it was called again. A night
of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yes, the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the new Game of Thrones series that we originally said we were probably not going to watch any more of if the next episode was terrible.
Which
but
it was.
We lied because it was terrible. And we watched again anyway. And then that episode was terrible. And we continued to watch because at the end of that terrible episode, it kind of got like interesting. I wouldn't say good, interesting. And then after it got interesting, it got a little bit more interesting. Then it got chaotic. Then it got confusing. And then it got interesting again. And then right as it got good, it was the finale.
It was done.
So that is my experience of that show.
It's so accurate. Was it like 6 episodes or something like that?
I don't know.
It was like
short.
so accurate. So accurate.
Before I say anything else, huge spoiler alert. So if you're one of those people like myself who don't like, to hear about a show that they plan to watch, this is not for you. So you could do this now. I would skip to the next segment, which is Michelle's Cozy Chapters. I'll give you some time. Okay, so if you're still here, you decided that you didn't care or you're not paying attention, and so now anything I say is on you. All right, so I'm not gonna lie. First of all, the Hedge Knight thing with the having the little boy, like I didn't know at first, but I was kind of suspecting after we found out that the king was like missing a son or whatever. I was like, might be him. 'Cause to be fair though, at first I thought it was a girl.
That's fair.
And like, cause he's so small and fragile looking, looks like a cancer patient, and has no hair, so I just wasn't 100% sure. And he doesn't have like, to me, he didn't have really like boy-like features, like so I thought it was a little girl. But yeah, so then we find out. Yeah, okay, cool. That's the king's son,
the prince.
Yes, which is crazy.
Yeah, I called that off rip.
You did bring that up.
I just knew it. I just knew it because the way he was just acting.
But like I said, it was just one of those things that, like, we didn't know what we didn't know, right? Like they hadn't said that the
that he was
prince
missing. Yeah.
As soon as they said the prince was missing, we both pretty much knew like that had to be him. But yeah, so that, and then of course the infamous battle. I did not see it coming that like the king's brother was going to choose dude's side,
Sir Duncan.
But when it did happen, I also didn't think that anything was going to happen to him. However, I will say that like when it like when that moment came, to me it was very obvious. It was one of those feelings of like he's dead but he doesn't know he's dead kind of moments.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of those like bone chilling, Game of Thrones kind of authentic things. I found that quite interesting because it's like, it kind of felt like Sir Duncan was finally gonna get a break, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this was his big break, and then this dude dies, and it's
gone
like
that fast.
It's like now we're back essentially at square one.
Yep. I still say Egg, the little boy, is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
The fight was crazy. That was crazy. I knew something was wrong with the back of his head, though. I knew it.
Yeah,
I didn't expect it to be like what it looked like. That was wild.
So it's not so much that like I expected it to look how it looked. It was one of those things that I knew in that moment when they like, as soon as he was talking about taking the helmet off, I knew in that moment that it was over.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they really left me being like, son of a bitch, how you gonna like stop now? Like it's just getting good. I know it's about to get crazy because Egg done left with with Sir Duncan,
Yeah.
and
Which is
Sir
crazy
Duncan
because he
thinks that he
definitely.
got permission, and he did not, this little boy. But I get him, right? He don't want to be in his family. His family, they're evil, they're this. And he's like, whoa, this is not how, like,
Well, not all his
I
family
want
is
to
evil.
be.
It's really just his brother, to be honest.
Well,
His brother is the worst of them.
yeah. And I
Golly,
get the
man.
father not wanting to give up on him, right? Because he's like, this is my last son.
Yeah,
Like,
it's my last good son.
maybe I could do right. But it's
Yeah,
like, sir, if you didn't do right with that other one,
yeah.
I don't know if
Because
you're
his other
supposed to do
kid
right with
isn't
this one.
evil. He's just mentally unstable. I will say that I was a little bit confused about how Sir Duncan ends up not dying because, like, he was seemingly extremely injured, and I don't feel like they did a good job of explaining to me how he made it. Obviously, he can't die, right? At least not now, right? But it just didn't necessarily like make sense to me how that, like, it was like 1 minute he was like about to be knocking on death's door, and then the next moment he's just up and everything's fine. I don't know. Either way, we lied. We ended up watching it clearly, and we're gonna watch the next season too whenever they bring it out. Especially now, I'm locked in now.
Well, yeah. I don't even know when the next season is expected
What's
to come
going
out.
on with the
But I
House of
do know
Dragons?
House of Dragons is supposed to be coming out this year too.
Okay.
So the new
Well,
season.
I'm looking forward to that.
Hey guys. So this week on Michelle's Cozy Chapters, we are going to be talking about this book here. It's one of my recent reads. No, I'm sorry guys, the light is on it. It's called Blood of Hercules. I'm usually not so into like Greek mythology and books like that with the gods and stuff, but there was just really something calling me to this book, and the book is so pretty. Look at this little design on the edges. So I was like, you know what? Let me give this a try. Let's read it. And it was so good. So I'm just going to give you a quick little breakdown of the book that is not spoiling any of the major twists that happens. So Blood of Hercules is a dark fantasy that puts a gender-bent spin on Greek mythology. The story follows Alexis Hurt, an awkward foster child just trying to survive high school in a world where immortal beings called Spartans rule. Everything changes when a routine blood test reveals she isn't human. She's actually a Spartan, thrust into a brutal world, godlike families and wealth. So that right there was my first shocker. Like, what? She's not even mortal? Okay. So she's then forced to attend the grueling Spartan War Academy. Alexis, the only girl among 50 boys, must survive the Crucible, which is a deadly initiation to prove that she deserves or is worthy of immortality. There, she's tormented by her terrifying mentors, Achilles and Patroclus. Just call him Patra. That's how they call him in the book. And watched by dangerous professors like Charon, the Ferryman of Death, and Augustus. As she fights to survive violent trials, political schemes, and dark obsessions, Alexis hides a dangerous secret. She's not just any Spartan, and the powerful men surrounding her have no idea who they're really messing with. Now, this book was so good that as soon as I read it in like 2 days, and then as soon as I was done with it, Ja actually had bought me the second book. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm in there. So I read that one in like 2 days, and that one was really good too. And so I'm waiting for a third book to come out. But if you're into that kind of thing, like Greek mythology, the different gods and stuff, but also want to like a dark romance fantasy type of book, this is the one. Blood of Hercules. If you read it, let me know what you think. And if you haven't read it, let me know if that's something that you would read, and I'll help you out there. Maybe give you a little push, like, yeah, you should do it. But anyways, it's a really good read. Y'all should definitely check it out.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Peace and Progress with Ja. Talking about real friends and what we expect from people got me thinking about how important it is to know your own boundaries and respect other people's too. Sometimes the sign of a true friend isn't just who will do the wildest thing for you, but who's honest about what they can and can't do. Real friendship is about trust, respect, and knowing you can count on each other, even when the answer is, I can't right now. Progress in life is a lot like friendship. It's not about never needing help or always saying yes to everyone else. It's about showing up with what you truly can give, being honest about where you're at, and being grateful for the support you do have. Sometimes being the best friend or the best version of yourself means being honest, setting boundaries, and communicating clearly. So this week, check in with your circle. Appreciate the people who show up for you and let them know it's okay if they can't do everything. And be real with yourself too. You don't have to do it all alone, but you don't have to say yes to everything either. Progress is about balance, authenticity, and gratitude for the journey and the people on it with you. All right, guys, it is time for snack time.
Does water count as a snack? Shake them bread.
Great.
Yes.
Sure.
Wait, let me get some more.
All right. Since we've been talking about friendship boundaries, we're playing Would You Call Your Friend If ... I'll read out a situation and we'll decide, would you actually call your friend for help or would you tough it out? And if they say no, would you be mad? So listeners, you can go ahead and play along with us. Let us know what your answers are in the comments. All right. You lost your keys and you need someone to bring you a spare, but it's 2 a.m. in the morning.
So
Would you call your friend?
think of yourself as an adult now, not a child.
It's 2 in the morning. You lost your keys. and
No,
you need
I'm
someone
not
to-
waking up my friends.
So what you gonna do? It's 2 a.m. and you stuck outside.
I'm finna kick the door down
Okay.
or call a locksmith. I'm not waking up my friends at 2
A
a.m.
locksmith at 2 a.m. Good luck with that. What about you, babe?
Or I'll call mom.
I think it depends on the friend. If we're saying Terrence, then absolutely I'm calling him at 2 a.m. in the morning. And he's 100% gonna get up and come because that's the kind of friend that he is. I don't know. That's a tough one because I'd probably be pretty pissed if somebody called me at 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I probably wouldn't know until like 6 o'clock in the morning.
we usually have our phone on Do Not Disturb, so you gotta call us twice.
But I think I would only call them if we've already had that kind of thing established.
Okay. You need help moving a couch up 3 flights of stairs. Would you call your friend? You can't do it by yourself.
What time is it?
It doesn't matter. There's no time. It could be like a regular time. There's no time.
Sure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not trying.
because
I've actually tried. Oh, that reminds me of a story. I definitely tried to get a couch by myself down some stairs, and like it did not go well.
Did
Like
it fall apart?
no, it just fell, and it almost fell on my neck.
Jeez. I think I would absolutely call a friend. Thing is that friend would already have known because I would have told them ahead of time. Like, hey, getting a new couch. Might need some help when it
Fair enough.
comes.
Yeah. Okay. You're stranded at the airport 2 hours from home and you need a ride. Would you call your friend? There's no time. It's just you're stranded at the airport.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling my friend too. But it depends because if it's like if I have the option of like taking an Uber or something like that, then I'm doing that. But because of where we live, we don't have that option. And so yeah, I would have to call a friend.
Yeah, I think problem is if my friend lives 2 hours away, and so now I gotta wait 2 hours for you to come, and that I'm probably gonna be trying to find another way to get home.
Right, but again, going back to where we live now, we don't have any other options.
That's fair. We would have no choice.
Yeah. Okay. You forgot your wallet on a trip. Would you call your friend to transfer you money? Think about yourself as an adult, not like as a kid.
Do I have
obviously.
a bank account with money in it?
Yeah, but you just don't have your wallet.
No, then.
Yeah,
how you
but
gonna
how
get
you
your
gonna
money?
get your money? You need your debit card. You don't have your debit card that was in your wallet. So my answer is I would, but it doesn't say anything about me leaving my phone. I would use my phone to transfer them money and just have them like wire me something.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I really just think it depends on the situation. Cause let's be real, most stores now you can use like Apple Pay and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
right.
if you left your wallet, it's not a huge deal. If we're talking just to go shopping and you don't have your wallet and they don't take that kind of thing, then absolutely not. But like if we're saying like I'm in dire need, like I
Yeah.
left my wallet somewhere and I need to get like to the airport or to
No, because there's a lot
wherever,
of places
then
you'll go and they'll be like,
yes.
we only take cash or something like that, and you don't have anything on you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
or they don't take Apple Pay.
You said no, right?
What was the question
So
again?
yes or no? If you left your wallet, would you call your friend to send you money? You're on a trip and you left your wallet.
Yes.
All right, so you're out drinking and you need a ride home, but your friend lives 45 minutes away. Are you calling your friend?
I've never gone out drinking and I have a way home. But so they live 45 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
Also back to maybe like the situation we were saying, been drinking, don't
Yep.
want to drive. Yeah. But I'm probably calling you and saying, just come get me. I'm gonna stay at your house. And then in the morning I'll figure it out.
See, that's the thing. We don't have any friends that live up here with us. So like that's a difficult one for me. I would have to say no. I probably walk or, maybe call one of you guys, like you or mom, since
Yeah.
there's usually a second car here.
Yeah, you're right. I keep
But
forgetting we're thinking like living here where we live in a realistic
well,
situation.
no, I mean, yeah, like it doesn't say you have to, right? I'm thinking about it that way, right? Like if say we live in Albuquerque, sure, I'll call my friend because we have friends there that I know would come
Yeah.
get me, but I'm not gonna do that from
From
here.
here. No, agreed.
All right.
Yeah.
You need an alibi for a night you weren't home. You call your friend, asking your friend to give you an alibi?
Yes.
100% yes.
No
And
facts.
they're all gonna give it too.
Right, facts. You want your friend to wait in line with you for concert tickets at 5 a.m.
What's your answer?
I'm not doing that. I'm not asking anybody to do that for me because I'm not doing that.
I don't feel like I would do that either. But if just maybe if I would, I don't have no friends that would be down to do that live close to us. But if I had some friends that live close to us and it was really something that maybe like we were both interested in, then I would.
Oh, okay. You've had a really bad day and want someone to just listen, even if it's 1 a.m. Are you calling your friend? I'm 100% calling my friend. I mean, I don't know if they're going to answer, but I'm going to call them.
I send a text first, and then if they respond, then I call.
You calling your friend if you need somebody to talk to at 1 a.m.?
That was fast, but no, I'm just scrolling memes.
Fair enough. All right, you need help assembling IKEA furniture with no instructions. Are you calling your friend? I'm not doing that to my friend. I'm just going to get on YouTube.
I'm using Google. I'm using artificial intelligence.
I feel like AI.
I'm returning that to the store.
You want your friend to dog sit for a whole weekend last minute. Like you didn't tell him and you like literally you about to leave tomorrow. And you like, I need you to dog sit for me. You doing that?
Depends which friends.
Fair enough.
Some of my friends are allergic to dogs.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I also think it's situational. Like, did I know about this already ahead of time? Then that problem is on me. I might have to pay to take the dog somewhere. But if it's like an emergency, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing this. Your car broke down and you need someone to wait with you for a tow truck. Are you calling your friend? I'm not doing that. It depends on the situation. Like if I'm like on the side of the road somewhere where it's like sketch, probably. But like broad day type situation, nah, I'm just gonna sit in my car and wait. Probably watch YouTube or something.
I agree with what Papa said.
Yeah, I was gonna say
All right.
I'm down with what you said.
Yes. All right, you need a +1 for a family event that's 3 hours away.
Family.
A family event, yeah, that's like a wedding or something. That's 3 hours away.
Or graduation, or are you calling your friend to go with you?
I'm only doing that if it's like an awkward situation, like which I can't really think of any that I would be in now. But like back in the day, if like it was somebody who like maybe I used to date was gonna be there for some reason, maybe I'd like bring a friend with me just to kind of have somebody to kind of even that out a little bit so I don't feel as awkward around, right? Or if I knew that I wasn't gonna know anybody there or something like that, maybe, right? Because I do have family that I don't really know like that. So in that situation, sure. But just in general, like a family event, nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna like force that on my friends.
What about you, Kayla?
Again,
So-
depends which friends.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of my friends would not be great in any of those situations.
Fair enough.
That is very good that you know that about these friends. I feel like if I felt like I needed a friend to be with me just to get through this event, it's an event I don't need to go to, so I ain't going.
All right. So you in New York and you want to ride to the DMV just so you don't have to wait alone. You taking a friend? So just so you understand, the DMV is one of the most hectic places and you be waiting for mad long and their system makes no sense where it's like you get a ticket and sometimes the ticket that's being called is a ticket that definitely was after your ticket. Like that's how it would be at the DMV.
So
And so you be sitting there for hours. And then when you be sitting there for hours, and when you finally get seen, they tell you don't have everything you need.
see, so here is where you got me. Is you said in New York. That is worse than asking someone to take you to the airport.
No, I
Sit
know.
with
That's
me
why I
at a
specified. It don't specify that here, but
in
that's why I
New
specified
York. Absolutely not. Do you want to keep that friendship? Because you literally can be there from when they open till
So
they
when they
close
close, no
and still
facts.
have to come back the next day.
Yeah.
Like, no. What about you?
I'm leaving.
You ain't even
So
going.
you ain't even getting your license.
You ain't even going. So the DMV is a place where you go to get your license and stuff.
Your
I don't
license.
care.
Your
I'm leaving. I'm coming back the next day, right when they come.
No,
open.
but that's what it is. So they be having lines. They be having long lines in the
I'm
morning.
camping out there.
So
you gonna be first in line.
Yes,
finna be
I'm
first in
camping
line.
out there. As soon as I see that open sign,
No, there's been some fights at the DMV because
Yeah.
of people trying to cut the line and stuff.
if I have to, someone trying to cut me, get back.
Oh, okay.
I'm swinging.
All right. So you need someone. Oh, my answer to that is no, I'm absolutely bringing a friend. I'm sorry. You need someone to help you study all night before a big test. Are you asking a friend? My answer is yes. I mean, like you would say, it would depend on the friend because not all help is good help. So I'm not going to ask any of my dumb friends. Not saying I have dumb friends, but I'm not going to ask any of my dumb friends. You know, like if I feel like it's not somebody that's like really good at science and it's a science test, then why would I? Yeah.
What about you?
It depends what the subject is, because if it's like science, probably one of my friends. If it's math, probably a different friend.
Fair enough.
I've absolutely 100% have done this. And even though Terrence does not live in the same state that we live in, he absolutely stayed on FaceTime or on Discord calls or whatever it was while I studied to get my work done.
Okay. Okay. You want your friend to pretend to be your significant other at a party. Oh yeah, I would do that.
Ew, no.
Sometimes, yeah, I get it, you young, so you know, you're not gonna understand this until you get older. But there's sometimes when it's necessary. Like you might be sitting there, say I'm sitting there and you know, mom's not with me, and you know, there's somebody like hitting on me or something like that. I might get my friend to be like, I'm with him. Like that's my, you know what I mean? Like that's my man or something like that, so that they can leave me alone. Cause some people don't take no for an answer.
I was gonna say it definitely for me would depend on the situation. Like if somebody's being like that, right? Like sketchy or very overly aggressive and just doesn't seem to take the hint. And
Right.
what's crazy is we have friends that would do that. Like I totally could see Ivy doing that. I totally could see Lamar's if I really was like, yo, bro, I need you to pretend. Or I ain't even gotta ask Terrence twice because he'll be on it in a minute. So yeah, absolutely. If it came to a situation like that, 100%.
What about you?
It's still
You gonna pretend like your friend is your significant other in any situation?
Why would I even be in a situation like that? I'd probably just be at home scrolling memes, eating chips.
All right, you right.
And my friends are chopped. No.
Yo, that's crazy. All right. You need someone to help you paint your entire apartment in one day. We've done this, so yes.
Yeah.
Apartment.
Apartment.
Yeah, like you need somebody to help you paint the place where you live. That you need somebody to help you paint.
100%.
Your friend in one day.
Shout out to Liz, yo.
No,
she lived with us for
Liz.
like a weekend. Like
No,
facts.
I'm getting those giant paint roll brushes.
We had those.
I'm getting those giant things, and then all I gotta do is.
But it takes a long time to paint, so you doing all that by yourself, and you need to get it done in one day. You're not just gonna call one of your friends to help you?
You don't think you got friends that will come help you paint?
My friends would try to charge me for real.
That's wild. They ain't your friends,
crazy.
girl.
That's not a friend. All right, so you gonna do it on your own. All right.
Well, they would be like, you don't require to paint it. So if I help you, you're
no, but that's what it is that it is required. That's what I'm saying. Like, anyway, all right. So you want your friend to pick up an embarrassing prescription for you, like
what is it for booty rashes?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
You having your friend pick that up for you?
Like you at home and you can't get up, like so you need somebody to pick it up, or you having them do it, like hemorrhoid cream.
Well, to save my friend from the embarrassment, yes, but I'm giving them a very realistic mask so no one knows it's them.
Yeah, but I get that because I was about to say, but it's for you. But yeah, they the one got to pick it up.
Yeah,
so they're the ones that's gonna be embarrassed. Yeah, that's true.
So again, I think it depends on the friend. How close is this relationship with this friend? Because you know, sometimes you go pick up these medications and then they start explaining to you what they're for and how to use it appropriately.
Yeah.
So it definitely depends on the friend. Like, I wouldn't ask Lamar's to go pick up some damn hemorrhoid cream or nothing
Nah,
like
I
that for
would.
me.
I would think that
But
would be
I'd
hilarious.
100% tell Terrence,
But I
maybe
wouldn't tell.
Ivy.
I wouldn't tell him what it was. I'd be like, hey man, can you go get this prescription for me, bro? All right. You need to crash at your friend's place for a week unexpectedly. You doing this? I've done this. Actually, I've done it.
I've never done this, but I do know that I have a friend that I could do this with. So yes.
Yeah, because sometimes life just life, and you just,
Yeah.
if you ain't
Maybe
got
I
nowhere
need
to
to
go,
get, yeah. Or maybe you just need to get away.
Yeah,
So,
and
like,
that's
you're
actually what my
going through some
situation was. I
stuff.
had a place, but I was in a really bad way, and so I ended up going to a buddy's house. His wife was out of town, and so I actually stayed with him for like 2-3 weeks, like literally just on the fly. Like, it was just like, bro, I'm not feeling great. My mental health wasn't great, and he was just like, hey, come on over, and I stayed at his house, and I binge watched Community. Are you doing this? Staying at a friend's house unexpectedly for a week?
It depends where they live, because if they live in the hood, heck no.
I feel that.
Yeah, that's smart, girl. That's smart.
You already answered.
If they live in a place where a bunch of rich people are, I'm finna stick out like a sore thumb. Heck no.
All right. You want your friend to call in sick for you at your job. I'm doing this 100%. Hopefully my boss don't ever see this.
I've been ready to do this for you for years. Remember, I was like, "You want me to
call in?
So
I've never done it, but I think I just think it's something that I would do just for funsies.
I
Like,
think all of our friends would do it if we asked them. So I have no problem with asking. I'll be like, yo, I need you to call my job, pretend like it's an emergency or something.
right.
And I
Call me
got
so I
to
can
go.
leave.
And they calling.
What about you?
It depends who they are and if I had recent beef with them.
What? Why would you have beef with them? What? I'm just saying, like, you at work, would you ask your friends to call your job?
Did she have recent beef with this friend? Because she might call them and ask them, and then they call the job and tell the job that she's trying to get them to call to get her out of work.
Fair enough.
So that's smart. You can't have somebody that you would just like.
I mean, that ain't really your friend though, if that's the situation. But
that friendship is over.
We get in dumb arguments though, and they take it to heart sometimes.
you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I'll be forgetting.
We still friends though. they just sometimes take the arguments to heart.
All right. You need someone to help you hide a surprise party from your partner. I'm definitely using a friend for that, like 1,000%. Like, because I feel like it's a lot harder to do by yourself. Plus, I'm terrible at keeping a secret, so I would at least feel like I had somebody that I could tell. So,
Yeah, I'm doing it too, but not with Ivy because she can't hold water. So
that's crazy.
I don't think she would be able to contain herself enough to keep it a secret.
I think she'd be able to keep it.
No, not if we planning something. Let's say like a month or so in advance.
Nah, I think if you
I don't know that she'd be able to hold it.
If you told her that it was a surprise, that she'd be able to keep it a secret.
She gonna be too damn excited, and one of these days,
just talk to Lamar's about it. And Lamar's not gonna tell me.
It depends.
He ain't gonna tell me. He's not gonna ruin the surprise. And I feel like he's a good, like person to kind of calm her down a little bit. Like, I know you excited, babe, but remember, he don't know.
So I gotta tell him first, so that he can keep it in check.
Yeah, that's probably the way to go. All right.
What about you?
Oh yeah, what about you?
Nah, you just gonna do it by yourself?
You're gonna be the only one with the secret.
I feel that. It's safe that way. It stays a secret when you keep it to yourself.
Because that's what a secret is. A secret is when you keep something to yourself. It's not a secret when you tell someone. That's just a quiet truth.
I like that.
I'm Ja.
And I'm Michelle.
Every time. Every time. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of 6-8.
Girl,
Thanks for vibing.
She's like, no, we're recorded.
Oh.
Look at the camera.
All right, guys, that's it for this episode of 6-8 Podcast. Thanks for vibing with us. Don't forget to hit us up with your feedback and your own hot takes. The next episode will be here before you know it, so don't miss it. I'm Ja.
And I'm Michelle.
And remember, from the warm-up to the buzzer,
Keep your head up and your spirits higher.
see you next time.
Bye-bye, viewers.
Oh, she waved. She never waves.
Ever.
Much your mother.
Go together.